Welcome back to the Lemon Drop Podcast. My name is Meyer Lucas. My guest today is one of my favorite humans in the entire world. His name is Alex Ordoñez. You probably know him as the Let's Show guy, or you probably know him as Alex Ordoñez because he is a man about town in West Palm Beach. He is known for his social media prowess and as a real estate agent on the team. And he also has a remarkable backstory that I'm going to let him tell. He's quite literally one of my favorite people, and you'll see in this episode why. Please join me in welcoming Alex Ordoñez. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. My name is Meyer Lucas. I am the team leader and owner of the Meyer Lucas Real Estate Team, and this is the Lemon Drop Podcast. Here in South Florida, we are Jupiter's finest real estate team. This podcast is going to serve as a conversation before the hire, where you as buyers and sellers can get to know our agents. Like everything we do at the Meyer Lucas Team, this is raw, unfiltered, never chaotic, little chaotic.
No, Alexa, play Strut the Runaway playlist.
Like, how do I land the plane there?
I feel like if it was Alex, he would say, "Let's show."
Let's show.
Let's show. Alex Ordoñez,
Ma'am.
everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so
How
much
you
for
doing?
being here.
Absolutely.
Have you been on a podcast before?
Never. This is my first time, so I'm super nervous.
Are you nervous?
I am.
Why?
I don't know, because I'm not used to these lights and cameras and this. Yeah, green. I'm like looking at a green wall. Like, what is going on right now?
You do a really good job on the team of making everyone feel like super, super welcome. And I love that so much about you. And I feel like that's like your clients just get to experience that. Your friends get to experience that. You are literally like the, you know what's funny? So you are the Lemonhead captain of the universe, Lemonhead of the year. And what's so funny is that I remember this vividly from.
Oh boy, the Jenny one?
Yes. Yeah. Wait, go ahead and tell that story in your words because I have my version of it.
So there was the Slayer Circle where Jenny won Lemonhead of the Year, and it was in my head that there's no point anyone ever trying to take that from her because Jenny is such a helpful and she oozes out lemon and got the tattoo and everything. So I'm like, I'm never having a chance at that. What else can I win to get into Slayer Circle? And then, yeah, she became the shark.
Lemon Shark, yeah.
Lemon Shark.
Yeah. But honestly, it was more that you just really out lemon-headed her. Like you really,
Don't tell
really,
her that.
and I feel like I did tell her that. No, she really, I feel like sharked it up and also just made way for you to be able to come in there. I want to touch on what that actually means, like why you did win that award and why you continue to be the guy. I feel like between you and Jenny, like you guys both, you're both, it's like just the team culture captains in totally different ways. So can you talk a little bit about not what it means to you in terms of like an emotional, what it means to you, not that, more like what it means for the audience who might not be familiar.
For me, I would say the Lemonhead. I came into the team and I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I saw Jenny as, she helped everyone. Like when new people came on, go talk to Jenny. When you had a problem, go talk to Jenny. And so I wanted to help in a sense to, I didn't have necessarily all of her knowledge with the team and the processes, but I can help in other ways, especially when there's a new agent. I remember what it feels like to be a new agent. And you don't want to bother people. Like you have questions and you don't want to seem stupid and you don't want to ask like, oh, how do I do this? Or what does this mean? So I try to make all the new people feel comfortable and like, listen, I was there. I remember that years ago. So please come with me. Anything. There's no stupid questions. You're not bothering me. And they still call and they're like, oh, hey, even DeSantis, who has a lot of experience, is like, hey, I have a question for you. I don't know why I always call you, but like, I'm going to call you. And I'm like, it's cool. Like, that's what we're here for. We're a team to help and support one another.
You just embody it. You're like the team culture king. And I could not recreate it if I tried. I don't know how we got so lucky to have you in the ecosystem because it takes that off of my plate in a way that this like genuinely makes me emotional. Like right when I needed to pivot my career in a way that like I wasn't actively selling and I was really stepping into like the leader and owner role of the team rather than like in the weeds and in the day to day. When you first started, like Hallie and I had this yin and yang where it was like good cop, bad cop, and like I was like in the funsies with you guys, and that's just not the way to That's not the way to, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, but that's not the way to run a real estate team, because then you're, as the leader, always going to be the one that all the clients want. And so I really sat with like, how do I remove myself from the constant, like, well, if Holly's not available, I'm not working with you. And one of those pieces is putting other people, other characters in our social media as like the leaders. And you just naturally fit into this role in conjunction with also you really stepping into the role as like a local influencer. Like you're a local leader and local
Because
influencer.
of you.
It's not because of me.
Because of you.
Stop saying, you've got to
It's the
stop saying that.
truth.
But so before we go down that rabbit hole, how long have you been with the team?
July will be 3 years.
Yeah, that's right. Is it?
July of 23.
God, that's so crazy. That feels like so long.
It does.
That's crazy.
It does.
Has it only been 3 years?
It's only been 3 years.
Feels like a lifetime.
It does. Dealing with you.
Okay, so you immediately step into this role of being part of the Shark Squad, right?
That was from our first year Slayer Circle.
Yep.
Me and Jenny got together and made our own little team of the Shark Squad, which I'm not gonna. We dominated.
Dude, she told
that first
story.
year.
She told that story on the podcast, and it was like her version of it is so funny because it's, you know, she's so sweet, right? But she's so competitive, like so competitive. And her version of it was really funny.
I think you did a point system, and we probably at least doubled the second team's point. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
They gave up, and I saw some true colors as a result. Honestly, the lesson I learned as a leader is don't show the scoreboard to everybody. Like, it doesn't motivate
No.
a certain type of person.
Exactly.
Caroline was like, fuck it. If I'm not going to win, like if I'm not first, I'm last and I don't want to do it. Joe was like poking holes in all the rules. It was just such a mistake because you guys just absolutely crushed everybody. But I think you would have anyway. Like you guys are both, you both just uniquely do all the fun things that have made the team what they are. And I think the team needs you both in your roles because otherwise, people are motivated by your energy, you know? And it's like, well, if Alex is participating, then I'm going to too because it's fun. Like you make it fun.
I try to make everything fun, yeah.
You do.
Like I've been through my addiction, like I was miserable for so long. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my choices, I just realized this a couple months ago, a lot of the choices I make today are based off of because I was just in this miserable life of and solo and not wanting to do anything. And so my brain tells me you did like 13 years solid of like just in your complete addiction by yourself away from everyone. You need to make up for it. And so I'm always like, my mom's like, Alex, you're always go, 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 go. You're always this restaurant over here doing this and real estate and this and going here and traveling and the cruise. And I don't stop. And at 38, my Amber was like, are you going to take a break? Are you going to take a nap? I'm like, no, I don't know these people. I need to be out with them. I need to do every activity. And the whole week. And then I came back yesterday and today and I slept in, which I usually wake up at 6:30. I slept until like 8.
Oh, wow.
It was, for me, I'm like, my brain and my body, like I need rest. And
but then you're right back at it.
Yes.
I feel like you were doing 13 things yesterday. Like it's where you have your location turned on. Do you know that?
I share that with you. We had this conversation. You're scared.
I love it.
I'm not. I have nothing to hide.
I don't trust you. It's not that I'm scared. I don't trust you because I think if my location is on, you are going to physically, if you need an answer from me for something that I'm ignoring you on, you're going to physically find me. And I don't want that.
And do what? What am I going to do?
Get the answer. Like, I feel like you're going to pop up in public and you're going to be like, hey, bitch, look at your phone. I need an answer on this right now. God, I made the mistake of giving you my other cell phone number.
The bat phone.
Oh my God. I saw the text from you and I was like, no.
I told myself, A, don't text it back unless she texts you first. And B, unless it's a super priority, do not use this number.
I'm messing with you, but also.
No, but I have alerts on. So I was like, okay, I'm making noises. Whoops.
One of my favorite leadership journeys has been learning how to lead when there's someone, when there are people in your organization that are taking the culture like away from, so on one hand, away from me as the leader. So on one hand, I feel like you stepped in at the perfect time. And I know you also clocked it. Like, I know you knew that I needed it. Like, it was like I was falling short, just fighting for my life when I was pregnant with Crosby and building the building and everything. And I feel like you just stepped into it naturally, but I think it was also intentionally. Like, I feel like you know what you were doing, like taking it from me, like in a.
Well, you as a good leader, because of, again, my past, I doubt myself a lot. And you as good leaders, you and any other good leader can see things in people that they don't see in themselves. And you can encourage and build on that. And then slowly that person, myself, can see what you see and start believing it. And then it builds momentum and then gets us to where we are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true for sure. I mean, I've always felt that you like are a star. Where was I headed with that? But so for my own personal leadership journey, I'm saying this for like anyone that's listening to this who might be a team leader, that you have to allow it to happen when you're ready for it. Like, I don't think that you or Jenny or any of our leaders, Caroline, replace me in any capacity. You add so much more value than I could ever possibly add. And I think it's a big mistake that a lot of small business owners and leaders make, where if they relinquish control over certain things, that then they're not as valuable, or like their organization isn't as valuable. This happens in real estate a lot, where like the team needs to provide value constantly, and it's like the best thing you can do is empower your people. Like, I feel like I would argue, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like you guys all stick around because it's fun. Like, it's enjoyable.
You got to enjoy where you work, right? If you're miserable or you're around bad blood, you don't want to come to work.
Yeah.
And we have the choice to come to the office, which I wish I could come more often. It's just so far. Like I told Hallie the other day, I'm like, I put 30,000 miles on in a year.
Yeah.
Driving back and forth. I love coming to the office. I love when people come in. Like, I want to be a part of that. It's just a lot of miles sometimes. So I try to, at least on Mondays for the team meeting, come in for that. And then I know we have our other team meeting.
We need to bring the in-person team meetings back on Monday. I feel like we're ready for it. Like, for it to be a physical in-person. Like, if you can drive up from where you are, everyone can make the effort, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's shift gears into...
Wait, I got something to say. When you were talking about the leader and delegating.
Yeah.
So 2 jobs ago, I worked for Verizon Wireless, and they wanted me to be management. So they send me this, like, all these programs. One of the things, or probably the only thing that I remember, was as a manager, you want to have a finger in everything, but not a whole hand. So that's kind of, you as the boss, like, you got Hallie here, you got this person here. I know a little bit here, a little bit. I don't need to know every detail of every transaction until it's necessary.
Yeah.
And it's just, it reminded me of that. Have a finger in everything, but not your whole hand.
That is such a good read. Yeah. And if your whole hand is in it, get it out.
Yeah.
Like the hats, like it's like protecting our brand is important, but also like, as long as it's within the guardrails of what's what, like take it and run, and also empowering people too. Like that's something that's like if you're offering, that's one thing as a leader. Like I think all of us get into leadership in real estate, like team leadership, because we genuinely enjoy it. And also just empowering people to help you when they're offering. Like you're like, no, I'll just do it. And I'm like, no, I'll just, like, the leader in me is like, no, I'll do it for you. And it's like, no, you can fucking do it. Like, you can do it. You can go and get the hats made. I'll reimburse you for the hats. Just take it off my plate and do it. Like, duh. I've learned a lot about being a leader through both you and Jenny and Caroline. I think the 3 of you, and actually Kim too, I would add her to that. I think the 4 of you represent such a different type of leader within the team. And so me relinquishing control to those areas, and yours is by far and away the culture king, and making, like, romanticizing your life, like I love what you just said about how like you lost time, so like you're making up for it. And my version of that, how I would describe that, is just romanticizing your life. Like it's okay to love and live your life, but you have not always been in that headspace.
No.
You've referenced it a few times in this conversation already, so let's go back. So you grew up here, right?
I did. Born and raised Good Samaritan Hospital.
Let's go.
Dad was a doctor, ear, nose, and throat plastic surgery. And mom was on the board of CARP, which is a drug rehabilitation program locally. And she did a lot of charity stuff in the beginning because obviously Dad was the breadwinner and she was taking care of the kids. After they got divorced, she actually got a real estate license. She's still active in Palm Beach with Illustrated Properties.
She is?
She worked for Norma Muritsky. She's been around.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What's your mom's name?
Xiomara Ordoñez.
How do you spell that?
Xiomara Ordoñez.
I love your what do you call her though? See,
Xio, Xio.
I love
That's
that
her
name so
nickname.
much. I love it. So mom is a real estate legend.
I don't know about legend. She's been around for
Veteran?
a while. Yes, veteran. We'll go with veteran.
You're super close with her.
I love her. And getting clean has been able to help me rebuild a relationship because literally she was praying for me every night because she didn't know if I was going to end up dead or in jail. And thank God neither happened. I did OD. That's another story.
We'll get there.
Yeah. But no, that was like one of my biggest reasons for getting clean and staying clean was giving her peace to be able to like sleep restfully at night because I know that she really worried about me.
How many siblings do you have?
There's 4 of us, 3 brothers, 1 sister.
What are you?
I am the baby, little baby Jesus.
You don't
as my
say.
mom calls me. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story.
You've told me that before, and my brain immediately goes, God, Alex's poor wife. And then I think of Amber, and I'm like, no, she can take it, actually. She would probably think that's funny.
And we just after 30A, we were in St. George Island with Amber's family this weekend. And the nieces never had seen Talladega Nights. So they got to see that baby Jesus version with
funny.
the prayer. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, 6 pound, 3 ounce baby Jesus. I like to party. I like to see Jesus wearing a bow tie. I like to party. That whole thing.
Are you the youngest of, are you the birth order? There's an age difference there, right?
I am 50. Alfredo is 56. Patty is 61-ish, and Billy is 63-ish.
Your spread is very similar to my own kids.
Okay.
I have 3 boys and a girl, and they're almost the same spread apart. But you're like really close with your siblings, right?
I am. Yes, we have. So again, recovery is like my life. So it has taught me to be I'm the bridge. So the perfect example, we're supposed to go on a family trip in December on a cruise, and Alfredo and Patty don't communicate very well. So I am I call it the ping pong. I go the back and forth. Well, Patty wants to do this. Alfredo wants this. Can you talk to Patty? Can you talk to Alfredo? And it just became this whole thing.
I love that.
So
It's like being a real estate agent.
Yeah, pretty much. So I get to listen to them and, hear them vent and then okay. And then I get to bring perspective like, hey, this is what you just said. How would you feel if Alfred said that to you or vice versa? And then I get to bring awareness
You're so good.
and that was because of recovery. Like it has changed me. Like before I was just an arrogant, cocky asshole that thought I was never wrong and buy my drugs and let's go party for days. And now it's like,
it's so crazy hearing those
Yeah.
stories come out of your mouth because I believe you, but also one of the most annoying things I think about you is that you don't take sides. Like I feel like I've vented things at you before and you've like heard me out and you've asked me like how that makes me feel. And I'm like, no, I need you to tell me that this person's a fucking bitch. And it's like, you're really just very in control of
Switzerland.
yeah, I love that. I love that about you. And it's also extraordinarily annoying. But is that part of talk about how? Well, let's keep with the foundation story. So you're the youngest of 4. Your dad's a doctor. You guys are affluent, if you will. Like, were you like a rich kid?
Dad was a doctor, so he made money, but he grew up poor. He went to the military in Colombia. He left, was first of his family, went to New York, went to NYU, became a doctor. So he was the first one to make money. And then I say this to people, why my spending habits are so bad. It's because of my dad. So being the baby, I got spoiled. Anytime I wanted money, I just go to dad, and dad's like, here's whatever you want, and I'll buy you a car, and I'll do this. And I thought that was how life should be. And, when it came down, when dad wasn't around, and I was used to easy money, that's actually what got me into selling drugs.
Interesting.
Was, hey, this is expensive. Oh, if I sell it to my friends, it becomes less expensive. Oh, I can actually profit.
So you were selling the drugs that you were using.
Yes.
That feels like an economies of scale model. So like if you're buying them, you might as well buy some for your friends and sell them to them. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
That's the most Alex coded thing I've ever heard.
Let me get cheaper.
I feel like that's literally how you operate now, where it's like, well, if I'm going to go get like a sandwich, like I feel like you're always bringing me stuff. That sounds about right.
I like a good deal. I have no problem spending ridiculous money on things if it's worth it, but I also like a good deal.
I think you are, when you said spending habits, I thought you were headed in the direction of you being cheap isn't the right word, but like I feel like you're really responsible with like what you.
You look at my Instagram. I'm at a new restaurant like literally 4 times a
I feel
week.
like that's your thing though. Like I feel
that's
like
my new addiction. Instead of
s-
drugs, it's eating and pickleball and golf and helping people. Like giving back.
Never goes away though. I always say this, like I know that if I was surrounded, I think sports saved me from the world of addiction because I have an addictive personality. 100% I do. I'm a workaholic. Like I live for my work. I live for creating, you know. I'm not minimizing where you came from by any means, but I also deeply get your obsession with pickleball and your obsession with restaurants and whatnot. Okay, so how old were you when what was your like gateway drug?
Gateway? That's funny. When I was a kid, they say, oh, marijuana is a gateway. And I was like, oh, they're so stupid. But literally, you start there, and like, I think everybody at one point, or at least 90% of people, smoke pot and drink with their friends, and it's social and it's fun, and you're goofy and you get the munchies, and like, it's all fun and games. Eventually, it's somebody brings around like, hey, here's cocaine. You want to try some coke? Like, oh, what is that? How does that make you feel? And I loved cocaine because it was a jolt of energy that kept you going, whether it was studying or staying up, or if you're drunk and you need to sober up, you do some coke. And
what year was that? Like, when did you?
I graduated high school in '93, so I first time I smoked pot, I was in boarding school in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, all boys Catholic boarding school. I was like 13 years old.
You went to what?
I got sent away. I was a bad kid too. I haven't told you stuff like that. Yeah.
I love that.
I got kicked out of a bunch of schools.
I mean, that tracks. Like,
it tracks.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Was that mom or dad that had it with you? Who were you butting heads with?
Both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they were aligned on that?
Yes.
I love that. Do your parents have like a strong marriage? Like, do you feel like they?
No, it went sideways around then. Dad had cheated on mom. That was turned into a nasty divorce.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was bad.
Do you want us to edit that out? Sorry, we can.
No, I'm fine with it. It's part of the story.
Interesting. Did your dad remarry?
He did. He remarried to Gloria, which gave me my half sister, Alexandra. Love her to death. And then he remarried again to a Jennifer. He was just, I'm a doctor. I have money. I can just get young women. Kind of, I'll go to Colombia and import them. And that's what I feel.
Got it.
Like what he did on the third one.
Is he still alive?
He's not.
Oh, sorry.
We lost him like 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was his name?
Guillermo, which is William Ordoñez. Guillermo Eduardo Ordoñez.
I joke about this all the time that like I think the best real estate agents are the ones that have been through some shit, like have had trauma and have had like life things, because you can understand when someone is going through a divorce or a bankruptcy. Like that part of it doesn't phase you, or if a house has some kind of like the wildest things happen in real estate. We're exposed to so much, and Jenny, she shared her story, and Marissa shared her story, but I feel like yours really is the icing on the cake as far as just wild life goes. But I didn't know that your parents had also gone through a divorce. So like you've seen it all.
Yeah.
You really have seen it all. Talk about how you, so you graduate college, you graduate high school, you become West Palm Beach's favorite drug dealer. Can I get into this? So were you ever arrested?
No. And I really that helped me get closer to my higher power and God, because there were times I was in the cop car. There were times where there was, I remember cops coming up, sheriff's office, and I had on a CD, lines of Coke and pills in the car. And they told me to get out of the car. But because I had a sheriff's plate and hat, they thought I was a sheriff. So they're we're super cool. Hey, what's up, man? What are you doing? Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, I just got this check I pulled from the after hours club. They're like, oh yeah, good luck. And I'm like, what's going on here? Oh, we're looking for someone, blah, blah, blah. And then as I get back in the car, I see the CD case on the floor with just like had he looked, and I'm like, oh my God, just like so many close calls that I feel that, I always said my grandmother, who was super religious, met the Pope,
Really?
was always, was looking over me, or God, whatever it is, like something kept me out of jail or getting in trouble. And that's where I feel it's my turn to do something to help, because I got help somehow.
Yeah. You really are a vehicle of the universe. You do so much for the recovery community. It is remarkable, like how much you do for your brethren. And I've never considered that. Is that why? Like also because you were kept alive, right? Like you never.
That's part of our, we have to give what was so freely given to us. And that's part of our program, is to help others.
Talk more about the you were in a cop car, like you were.
Yeah, that was a fight I got into. So back on North Lake, there was a place called Symbols back in the day. And I was taking roofies at the time, and I tried to fight everybody. I thought I was invincible. So growing up, here's backstory. From 4th grade to my junior year, I was a big pussy. Like I was the biggest dude in the class, but I was the biggest pussy.
Like
So,
coward?
Like, yes. Like the littlest kid would smack me in the head and I would do nothing. So all of that built up for those many years. And then one night, I was at a place called Cruzan Liquor Stand on Palm Beach Lakes, and some guy spilled his beer on my brother Billy, and I hit him and knocked him out cold. And I was like, oh shit, I can do that? This is cool, let's go. And I tried to fight everybody I possibly could. And then especially, when I took roofies, I would black out and just literally, so at the Symbols one, the
Wait,
place
how
on
tall
North,
are you?
6'2".
And were you
I've
just
always been hefty.
big,
Yeah.
thick?
Yes.
As a thick person, I
Yes.
see your thickness.
Yeah.
My guy.
So I literally got from the club to my car in 3 separate fights. Like that's how bad it got. I was ridiculous.
How old were you? What stage of life was this?
I'm like early 20s at this time.
So when you graduate from high school, I just want to make sure I have this timeline right. When you graduate from high school, you start doing drugs, you start selling those drugs. So like you're
Like 19ish, around there. 18, 19 is when that started.
Okay, and is it to like your friends, or are you like actively like,
Friends.
soliciting?
No. I had a rule. If you didn't get anything in 94, you don't get anything in 95. And there would be 1 or 2 exceptions a year, but they had to be vetted. So I was very strict on what I did. And I think that's a big reason I never got caught, because it was people that were genuinely in my circle. Or if somebody tried to bring somebody in, I would make sure to party with them a lot and like bond with them, so that there was So a long time ago, a guy was leaving my house. He had bought a quarter pound of weed. Cops were watching my house. I had no idea.
What year was this?
This is like 2004.
Okay.
Cops were watching my house. They pulled him over. They said, hey, we're going to search your vehicle. If you don't give us permission, we're going to get a dog. He's like, go ahead. They find the weed. Said, listen, we know you bought this from Alex. Go in there, make 2 buys, and we'll make your charges disappear. We want him, not you. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I went to Alex's house. I tried to sell him this weed. He didn't want it, and I'm going home with it. Like that was the loyalty. And I didn't know that. He called me, and he's later that night or that afternoon, hey, I just got out of gun club. You need to come pick me up. And I'm like, what's going on? And I go pick him up, and he told me the whole story.
Gun club is a detention
Yes,
facility?
that's where the jail is, on Gun Club. And he told me the whole story. And first I was just shocked, like, wow, that's dedication. Like you took one for the team.
Yeah.
And then B or two, I was like, from now on, I will not make another dollar on you. You get everything at my cost, by the way. Side note, when we went to, I don't think you were on the call at this time, when we went up to 30A on Thursday, went to Pensacola, never been there before, and I was taking Amber, like, oh, we have a couple hours. They have the biggest aviation museum, I guess, on their base there. So we try to go, and they're like, do you have a firearm in the car? I'm like, absolutely do. And they flagged us. So we are flagged for every military base like in the country, because they literally just opened it because of the wars and stuff going on with Trump and blah, 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 blah.
Wait, even if you try to get on a base with a firearm,
You cannot go.
but
They're the only ones that
add
have
you
guns.
to a database?
They put me and Amber, they took our licenses, they ran the car, they held us. Other military people came out, like it was an experience. They weren't dicks about it. They were cool because they're like, hey, do you have a weapon? I'm like, absolutely do, in the glove compartment. And they're like, oh.
Oh, that's
and this whole
crazy.
thing.
I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah.
You know who would know that is freaking Courtney Payne.
Uh-huh.
We went over her dad's prison warden story. Like I have these like micro obsessions with all of you guys, and your drug dealing stories are my favorite. But then her dad, like prison warden stories, and they're so disappointing. Like I love the idea of her dad, but then she doesn't like romanticize the story. Like every time it's like, well, was there ever a prison like break? Like what happened? And she'd be like, yeah, but they're not stopping at our house. Like they're just trying to get out. I'm like, tell me more. Like give me more. Joe's like that with firefighting stuff too. I'm like, tell me more. And he's like, there's nothing to tell. Like,
Give me the goods.
yeah. Okay. So you are using and selling and also becoming like the mayor of West Palm. Like during your heyday, I feel like
I literally thought I was a legend in my own head. Like I knew all the club owners and the bouncers, and I was first of all, when I had it, I was super generous with it. So if we're just hanging out, you didn't pay for it. Like I was just giving it out like candy. And I became friends with a lot of the people. And so like I had like, again, still with the fighting and the drugs, like I would still fight in clubs, and then people would come like, hey, I don't need you fighting in the clubs, but if you don't like somebody, just let us know and we'll kick them out. I'm like, oh, you just gave me the power to kick people out? What? Stop. And so now I'm looking for people to kick out. It was, oh my God, it was ridiculous.
God mode.
Yes, I totally in my head. I remember I was dating this girl. Her roommate came up to me at the bar and like said something like, you're not treating her right or blah, 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 blah. And I was like, my first thing is, do I hit him? And I'm like, no. And I was like, Joseph, gotta go. And they would literally just come pick him up and kick him out.
That's the power of the bartender. In college, I was like the head bartender everywhere I went. And I could be like, I'm sorry, what? Like we always had flashlights. Like it's really powerful.
It was
to be honest
bad.
with you. But I'm also too nice too, so I never like took advantage of it. So you are doing the things. Talk about how you. And by the way, I feel like we need to disclose. Like I'm laughing at you, because I think you are funny, and I think you're self-deprecating, and I think that I'm very aware of how much responsibility you do carry, and like the guilt that I'm sure you have over addictions that you start. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I know you feel that way. Like I just want to say that for the audience, that this isn't fun and games. Like I know. Like, do you want to say something about that?
Because of all the things that I've done in my past, and I know I was a vessel of other people partying and probably getting addicted. That is what leads me to who I am today, which is night and day difference. Like Alex is part of the community outreach committee with the realtors. Alex volunteers for Chasing a Dream or Dress for Success, and
Basically anything.
Yeah,
like
pretty much anything that I can.
Like it's like, hey, here's a hurt puppy, a wounded puppy. Can you give it the shirt off your back? And also, its owner needs a meal. Can you? Like it's like you are just the most giving person I've ever met in my life.
That's who I need to be, because it's like I'm making up for the time that I'm doing everything now. I'm making up for the shitty decisions I made or people that I may have hurt, and that's why I do what I do today.
Did you have burnt bridges though too? Like it seems like you were just living the life. Like did you have like beef with like competing dealers or like?
No. We all supported each other.
Yeah, right.
We all wanted each other to succeed.
I think that's one of the things that you also made it out alive on, like that you don't have like a major crosstown situation, or like that someone went to jail for you, or like is there anything like that?
No, I just try to be really smart about it. I pay taxes. Like all my other buddies, like I don't think I know one dealer from the past that didn't get in trouble at one point or the other. But I was so like fearful. I'm like, oh, let me pay taxes. Let me come up with something, and that way they can never.
What was it?
There was a thing my old uncle used to say is like Al Capone killed 27 people, but what did they get him on? Income tax evasion. I'm like, they're not going to get me on that. I'm going to pay taxes. I don't know what I'm paying taxes on.
What did you pay it on?
I have no idea. I
Like
had
you just
this.
give the IRS money. Like,
I just gave them money, and that way they can never say. That's what I literally
were you
did.
working a real job too?
At certain points, like I remember I've tried everything. Like I was a jack of all trades back then. Like I had my insurance license. I did personal lines insurance. I was a mortgage broker with Stacy Blum. Like I was a debt collector. I worked in restaurants. Like I did everything. But where I did really well were like the ones where I get to talk to people, and that's why I love real estate. So, I feel people that do well in restaurants where you were a bartender. Like you have communication, you can get along with people, and you genuinely care, and you talk and new people in different situations. That transcribes over to real estate.
I read this thing once about being a broker. Like if you're a broker in your soul, a broker of relationships, connections, services, like if you're just a connector, like it's a very unique type of person. And there's a language, I'm probably butchering this, but there's a language where the word broker means oil.
Okay.
And so if you're like the oil of the community, that's like just connecting people and is like the one that just like keeps it moving, like with that's, I feel like the embodies you. Like I feel like you're always like, oh, you have this, here's like my buddy has this business, and if like you're just always creating opportunity for people, but it's creating
people,
opportunity by connecting,
Yes,
and in a smart way. And like remembering, I feel like the thing that you do really well is you remember how someone's business or personal or whatever can benefit from someone else's. So like, what are you selling? What are you buying? How can I connect the two of you for opportunity?
Yeah.
Your transition into, so I want to talk about your transition into becoming an influencer. Like there's a word for this now, you know, back in the day, it's like, you're the mayor of Clematis, like, you know, you're just the mayor of West Palm, or the social chair, if you will. And now that is being a creator and an influencer. And I want to talk about that. But talk about how you, what was the rock bottom? What was your rock bottom? And like, how did that, just tell that story.
In 2017, I was living in Sarasota. I tried to get away from West Palm. I thought it was the area that was the problem, not me. Moved to Sarasota. I was okay there for a little while, but then I got back into the restaurants, and a lot of the restaurants is partying, mostly drinking, but you'll find the right people that are doing other things, other drugs. I got associated with them, and it started I couldn't find the pills over there, which that was a big thing at that time. I was addicted to painkillers. And so that converted from pain pills, which were harder to get over there. Like here, I was doctor shopping, and it was super easy to get. Over there, it wasn't. So then that's where I got introduced to heroin. And I told myself, as long as I don't shoot it, I'm just smoking it or snorting it, then I'm not that bad. And I lived that life for quite a while. So in 2017, I was with a buddy, and he pulled out a bag. I thought it was Coke. It was whitish, and it turned out to be fentanyl, and I OD'd. And woke up in a ambulance and brought to the hospital. I was handcuffed to a bed, and like the cops came in with their masks on, and they're telling me to open my phone. It was like really weird. I'd never been in this situation. Like, did I kill someone? Like I thought I had killed him because I was driving, he was in the car, and I thought I was in like serious shit. And they're like, open your phone. And I was like, oh yeah, give me the phone. I'll open. They're like, what's your code? And once they gave me the phone, I just put it in my pocket and didn't give it to them. And it turned out that they were looking for who sold us the drugs. Actually, my other buddy was in the emergency room also, like in another place. And so that.
How did you get to the hospital?
Ambulance.
No, but how?
So we did the drugs. We passed out. I luckily like pulled down a street and had my foot on the brake. A neighbor came home, saw us, went inside, came back out, saw us still sitting there, thought there was something weird, came over, saw us both slumped over, called 911.
Wow.
And my foot was on the brake the whole time.
Did they give you Narcan? Like.
Yes. I think like 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my eye opener. Like, okay, maybe there's a problem.
Maybe it's not West Palm.
Maybe it's not West Palm. It's me.
Maybe it's Alex. When you were doctor shopping, can I ask you, did you ever like steal like a prescription pad from your dad?
No.
Like, did you ever take advantage of him being a doctor?
No, I used to. So he had a full closet of samples. So me and my buddies would go there and just help ourselves to things. Like Loratabs back in the day, which was a painkiller, Halcyon, which was a sleeping pill, and Xanax. So we
How much did you think about what you were putting in your body? Like, did you take a beat on things? Like, or was it just?
It was like, let's take these 3 pills and see who can stay up the longest, and like fight, like who's gonna win. That was our stupid.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How many friends do you think you have lost to addiction?
Since I have gotten in recovery, so almost 7 years now, I have seen more death than the other 43 years of my life. So it's just ridiculous. There are people dying left and right. You know, back in my day, 90s, early 2000s, people didn't die. they didn't have fentanyl, or they weren't pushing it on and putting it in everything. So people, you would like go to the hospital maybe if you did way too much, but nobody died. And nowadays I feel it's really bad because my sponsor's daughter died. They put fentanyl in weed and she died from that. They'll put it in pills, they'll put it in anything. And it's like, you're trying to, I don't know how the system changed. Back in my day when I sold drugs, it was to make money, not kill people. And nowadays people are getting killed and like they're going after those dealers and like charging them with murder.
Do you think there's something to that, like conspiracy theory wise? Like why fentanyl is in everything?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of and this is just my opinion, a lot of the people that do fentanyl, they did heroin for so long and it's not as effective because fentanyl is so much more stronger. So now they can do something that's less expensive. That's my guess. But you never know how strong it is. And the littlest difference can kill you. So it's not cool.
So, okay, so you OD, you're in the hospital, chained to the bed. That's 2017?
17.
How do you get to being your actual Alex self today?
I go to a meeting.
Did you go by yourself?
Yep. Went to a
Sarasota?
church in Sarasota.
Had you tried to get sober before that?
No.
Interesting.
No. Didn't think I had a problem.
Is that true? Like, did you really not think you had a problem?
I thought I was fine. I was still paying my bills and I had a job. I was working at Verizon at the time. So what's wrong? I have a job. I'm paying my bills. I didn't have any other money. Not that part didn't click. Like all my money went to drugs. So I go to treatment in 2017. I tried that out for a little bit. I didn't really, again, I wasn't convinced, but I was like, let me just try it. I come back. I stayed clean for like 10 days. Hurricane came through Sarasota. I got high again. Did that for another almost a year. Went back to treatment in 2018. Said, let me try a little bit different. Let me, I'll participate more. I'll listen more. I'll go to the meetings, blah, blah, blah. That time when I got out, I got like another 20 or 30 days. But I still, I kept trying to justify like, oh, if I just do it on the weekends or if I don't do 2 days in a row, like we'll tell ourselves anything to continue forward or to do it. And it doesn't work. Eventually you go back to the same old shit. So finally I just woke up one morning in Sarasota. I'm like, I'm done. I'm packing up everything I can in my car. I'm going back to West Palm. I'm going to go get in a treatment center and I'm going to put all of my eggs into that basket and see what happens.
What year was that?
2019.
And did you let your family in on what was going on or like your friends? Like, did you share with them?
Mom knew. Being that she was a part of CARP, I reached out to her
Oh, so
to
she was
get
part of
connected.
CARP before that?
Mom's been in part of CARP since like the 80s.
Oh, really?
Like late 80s, I want to say.
Interesting. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I always assumed that it was after you.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
So I got into a treatment, local place.
Where'd you go?
Behavioral health of the Palm Beaches is in Lake Worth. Went there, did detox, did IOP, which is intensive outpatient for like 45 days. Now I'm working for T-Mobile, who was super, they're great for their employees, great benefits, like still paying me while I'm doing this and they're paying for everything there.
Oh, really?
So really supportive there, yeah.
Did you tell them like that?
They have a special line, I forget the name of it, where you call them like, hey, I have a problem. I am an addict. I need help. I need to go to treatment. And they're like, no problem.
Really?
Here are the place. Yeah, they were really good.
Like no questions asked. Like,
No.
Interesting.
And your
you're not
job's
like
protected.
an executive there. You were like,
No.
right? You were a manager there,
Just,
right?
no.
Oh, really?
No, this is T-Mobile now. Verizon's the one that sent me for management. This is now T-Mobile.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Shout out T-Mobile.
Yeah. So got clean. Started, instead of trying to do it Alex's way, I did it the way that was suggested to me by all the people that had some actual time. People from my sponsor family and just other people in the meetings that had, this guy's got 35 years. Like, he's doing something right. Let me talk to him and say, hey, what do you think I should do here? And I went through Fern House, which is an all men's facility here in West Palm, which I'm still a part of. I still volunteer with. They're fantastic. I hated it because there was 8 guys in a room, like farting and burping and being nasty and just, yeah. And you have to wake up at a certain time and you do chores and basically, I'm assuming that's what jail feels like. I hated that, but it taught me humility because I wasn't allowed to be on my phone after a certain time. I wasn't be able to do this. I have to shower this. I have to eat then. And it was just very structured. And then that, after being there a month or two, I got moved to a privilege room, which allowed me to eat food in my room and have my phone and watch TV, like simple things that we take for granted. And I actually had appreciation and gratitude for it. Like, I'm watching a movie and eating pizza on a Friday night. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. But like, people don't think of that.
Do you think that made, in your recovery, do you think Fernhouse was the thing that got you there?
Fernhouse was a huge part of it. Fernhouse and my sponsor family. So my sponsor family is very different than a lot of sponsor families. We meet every Monday night for 2 hours. And instead of just saying, this is what's going on in my life, like at a normal meeting, you get to spew out whatever you want, but then that's it. Our family, we spew out, but then you have 12, 13 other guys in there to give you feedback. Like, oh, hey, maybe this because you're acting like an asshole, like you're going to get called out. If you're honest, you're going to get honest feedback. And that's where you can
hard?
actually change a girl. No, I need it. And that's the type of sponsor I am. So when people come to me like, hey, will you sponsor me? I'm like, listen, I am not the soft and cuddly sponsor that you want to go talk to Craig for that. I am the in
Shout
your
out, Craig.
face. I love Craig. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to not sugarcoat it. And I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to call you on your shit and to take you through the steps. That's my job. Not to be your best friend, not to be your therapist, not to be your banker, get you through the steps and call you on your shit. And then sometimes they're like, okay, yeah, that's what I need. And then I do it. And they're like, yeah, that's not what I want.
I bet nothing gets past you. I bet nobody can fool you.
I've done all
their
the shit.
bullshit.
I've
Yeah.
been the bullshitter. So
That's one of the things I love most about you is I feel like you're the most unnaive person I think I've ever met. Like where I feel like there's nothing I could say to you where you haven't been like, oh yeah, I've been there this thing, this time, blah, blah, like literally. Like,
been there, done that.
Yeah, been there, done that. It's remarkable. I've heard your story, different variations of it and different versions of it. I've heard your story so many different ways, and every time I pick up a different, just a different nuance that helps me understand you today better, you know? So you get sober and you're focused on your sobriety. When did you step into this role being such a leader for others to get sober? And am I saying that right? Like, I feel like I want to say that you're sober, but you like saying, you
Clean.
say clean.
So the
recovery?
difference is in Alcoholics Anonymous, they say sober. In Narcotics Anonymous, they say clean. NA came from AA. In the big picture, they're the same thing. But because they are two different entities and they're like stepsisters or whatever, they do kind of
really?
like not like each other. I'm better, but I started, but yeah.
Aren't
but
people in both
so
addicts? Like,
I go to meetings in both. I work the NA steps. So
are they different?
They are.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We have a book. We have questions. We do that. Versus AA, like you could go through all 12 steps in one day.
I feel like, and
technically.
that's it's really interesting. I feel like people in narcotics are probably also alcoholics, but most alcoholics probably don't like, or not like there's this group feeds this channel, but not the other.
Yeah, it's silly, and they're different people. The meeting I used to go to at Triangle Club in West Palm every morning, those were affluent people, lawyers, business owners, people that you would see in the community today. And so I feel like that meeting, those people, they did AA, but yet a lot of them obviously were doing drugs as well, but that was their meeting. Where NA kind of has the stigma of they're saying drugs, not the alcohol, which we do consider that a drug also. It's mind altering. But those are usually more your people that use needles and smoked, meth, and like all that. This has a more negative stigma to it. And so maybe that's why people.
Well, one's also illegal and the other isn't. Like,
that's true.
Alcohol is not illegal.
That's true. Good point.
So talk about how you. And by the way, I need to say this for the last time, and I promise I'll leave it alone. But like, I'm laughing at you because you are self-deprecating about it, and I'm masking you. This is a serious topic, and I'm not.
It's fine.
Like but I mean more for the audience that like I am a friend of what do we say? Friend of Bill.
Remember that on the boat?
Dude, we need to tell that story.
Oh my God. So we go on, and actually that actually goes back to, with the questions that you like in the email, one of them, you said a couple questions,
Yeah,
I might ask these questions. I don't think you've asked one.
Questions.
But one of them was, what's your favorite memory on the Meyer Lucas team? And I was thinking about all I think of the first Christmas, you with the shake weight. I just have that picture in my head. I'll never lose it. And then the one of the last Christmas where Harper steals Trizepatide from Prevost and does like the dance. But my favorite memory was that first Slayer circle, because I was new to the team. I was maybe like 7, or no, by the time we took the trip, I was about a year with the team. But it got me to actually know people. Like, we didn't talk about real estate on that trip, and getting to know everybody. You came up to me and like, hey, I want to have dinner with just you and Amber, like make that happen. And we didn't say one word about real estate. We actually that was the precursor to this, where you're like, wait, you sold drugs? Tell me more. And that's pretty much all we talked about. But that was really cool. Like, that was my favorite. Because we were on a boat. We were stuck on a boat. You know, we didn't have the other Slayer circle. We were in 3 different houses. Like, we were on a boat. We ate dinner together. We did trivia together. Like, that was a super, like, I forget, we were in the one bar, and like where we had to hold answers on a board. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
and then I had to hum to a song using like a maritime word. It was just like, that was such a fun time.
You were the mayor of that too, like the cruise director, basically. The cruise director. Wait, so ahead of time, so we're looking at the itinerary. Okay, so basically we're headed on this Virgin cruise, and we're looking at the itinerary and we're like mapping it out. And I don't even, how did that even happen? Like, I texted someone.
Oh, friend of Bill's. That's where we're going with this. Yes. So you kept seeing every day, they're like, friend of Bill's. And you're like, who's this Bill guy? We need to go hang out with him. And I'm like, that's an AA meeting. And you're like, wait, what? Yes, that's how we say indiscreetly. Like, our friend of Bill's means they're having a meeting for AA.
I'm always angling for the networking opportunity, right? And I'm like, it looks like Bill is having a birthday party.
Let's go with Bill. Bill's the guy.
We should hitch our wagon to Bill's network. It looks like he's having. I mean, I don't know how he got on the official itinerary, but like, he's on here. And then you sidebarred me, and you were like, just so you know, the way you handled that was so funny, and it also like, it gave. I feel like that. It was just a funny moment, but also it gave me kind of permission to pry it open with you a little bit, you know? And I think I feel like with social media, like, I feel like you really became comfortable, like, really talking about it publicly in a vulnerable way from that point forward. Like, I feel like our team kind of gave you permission to, like share about it on social media, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's not lost on me that, like, your fear would be that people wouldn't want to work with you.
There's a stigma around Narcotics Anonymous. So like, oh, that person uses drugs or did use drugs. They're a scumbag. They probably did a bunch of shitty stuff. And it's probably true. They probably did. But is that person now? Or was it the drugs, or was that really them? Like, I've always been a good person. I had a good heart, best intentions, but I did some really grimy things in the past. And hence why I don't do grimy things today. And I'm making up for, in my mind, in my heart, I'm making up for all the grimy things I did in the past, and let me help you in any way that I can.
Yeah, you're doing a really, really good job of it. Let's talk about your position here as an influencer in Palm Beach County. I'm obsessed with it. You know that happened in this room? So Carrie and I were sitting across from each other, and I was like, with flavor, right?
That's the first on my Instagram. I have that one pinned.
Yeah, it's so good.
Do you know Alex Ordoñez? No.
No. The Let's Show guy. So restaurants. I mean, now you're like a kind of a prolific micro influencer here. So people reach out to you to like eat their food and for you to share about it.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
I do, because I love food, and I'm usually paying for it. So now that I can share about it and they comp meals, I love free food.
Yeah.
I went to Pensacola when I did the 30A. I'm like, oh, let me just shoot them a request and tell them what I do, and they're going to look at my page and kind of see. And this amazing Restaurant Iron, where the chef actually worked at Commander's Palace, which is like the shit in New Orleans. Totally legit. And they're like, yes, come eat. We got you covered, you and a guest, and just make us a reel. And I'm so glad that I did that. Like, I couldn't believe Pensacola had really, really I don't know anything about Pensacola, but they had some really good food, really good restaurants.
Well, Jonathan Spears is obsessed with labeling at Hampton South, and it's every time it's funny. I have this algorithm in my head where I'm like, no, it's not, and I'm like, oh wait, no, it is. Like, there's a lot.
It
of,
was
like,
gorgeous.
legit stuff
30A
there.
is amazing. If
Yeah.
it wasn't an 8.5-hour drive, I would go there more often.
Yeah.
I know you can fly there, but yeah.
It's such a great spot. You being an influencer, I feel like has really come so naturally to you. Do you want to talk about how that benefits your real estate career too?
It just, I feel people, what's the saying? People like to do business that they know, like, and trust. So it allows me to be genuine. I'm on my Instagram, I talk about recovery. I talk about restaurants, real estate, and, also hobbies that I love, which is mostly pickleball. It used to be golf, and I've kind of converted. I'll still golf, but like pickleball, I'm playing probably like 5 times a week now. It's ridiculous. But it helps
annoyingly
me
good
keep
at
my
it.
girlish figure.
You're annoyingly
Besides the
good
cheat
at
code. No, but it's just, showing who I am. And the thing is, I feel like I've seen reels of people and then you see them in person and it's not the same. Like they're putting on a show. But literally what I do, I'm probably more animated in person than I am in the reels. I try to tone it down a little. But yeah, it's just, I'm super approachable. I'm an advocate for the people of whether it's recovery or somebody that's coming to West Palm Beach or the area and doesn't know, if I was moving somewhere, I need to know, like, what church do I go to? Where do I eat? Where can I play pickleball? What's a good golf? Like, these questions, and that's what I try to provide and stay approachable and, like, feel free to reach out for anything.
It's such a good guide to, like, everyone should follow you. I learn new things. Like, I love Charm City in Pompano or Deerfield. I didn't know they were in Boca now.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I immediately texted that to Ed, but I think anyone relocating to the area, like, you really just have this way of getting in and getting out. Like, your videos are very, like, bite-sized, no pun intended, but, like, this is the spot. This is what you should order.
That's good. Bite-sized.
We didn't talk about real estate at all, which was kind of my goal with this. I really, really wanted to give you the opportunity to tell your story. I feel like I'm always telling your story for you when I, like, introduce you to people or, on my own, like, stuff. Because I really think you're just one of one, man. Like, you are not one in a million, you are one of one. And I think that our community, I can't even imagine how many people's lives literally you've saved by sharing your own story. And then by being the person that I feel like you are the person you needed when you needed help the most. And even though you probably wouldn't have listened to yourself back then,
No.
seeing yourself on social media, do you think you would have, if you'd seen yourself back then on social media, do you feel like it would have resonated with you? Like someone being vulnerable about being in recovery?
Possibly. But the thing is, I feel when somebody comes in and they're not sure if they're an addict, to listen or trust somebody, like, that person has to prove themselves. Like, if in my early, before I got into recovery and somebody said, like, hey, this is me, blah, 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 you need help. Who are you to tell me I need help? Like, what have you done? What have you been? Have you walked in my shoes? Like, so that's where somebody who's been through the trenches and can say, like, I've been there. I know the going out and waiting for 3 hours for your drug dealer to show up and, like, all these things that have happened. Like, I've been there and I know that. So don't tell me, like, that my story isn't your story. And bless you. In some way, it's the same. The details are different, but, like, hey, I'm an addict. You're an addict. Like, let me try to help you. Like, you can have this. And it's really hard in the beginning. You can't see yourself not using. You can't see yourself growing. I remember being really early in the first couple of months and, like, this guy's got a Mercedes in 35 years and he lives on the beach and, like, there's no way I can ever have that. And you just think you're so low of yourself and that you deserve nothing and you've done some shitty things and, like, you don't deserve to be happy and you're miserable and you're not affecting anyone, but you usually are. You have a family or loved ones that care about you and it really is affecting them, even though you don't realize that. And that was a big changer for me when I got these letters from my mom and my brother and my sister in treatment saying, this is, my mom saying, I'm crying every night and praying every night because I think you're going to end up in jail. My sister saying, I don't let you take my daughter to the movies because I think you're going to kill her in a car accident. Like, these are the real things that I had to read and understand for it to like set in and make some changes.
Yeah, I think you're such a unique person that has come out the other side of this, able to talk about it. You talk about that a lot. I want, eventually I want to get Amber on this, or maybe you should start your own podcast. Who thinks Alex should start a podcast? Please, restaurants, recovery, real estate. Like, it writes itself. Her story is, I love when you guys point out how rare it is for you guys to both end up on the other side of like having never relapsed. And
I relapsed a bunch. She is what we call a one key tag wonder. She is one of the like one in, I don't even know, 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is. She got it her first try. Thank God.
I didn't know that. I thought, you're right. I knew that. Yeah.
I had multiple relapses. She's did it in one try. I think it's also easier, and this is just my opinion, somebody who's older, early 40s versus somebody who's in 20. Like 20 years old, you can't tell me I'm an addict. There's no way. I'm young, fun, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But after being through so much misery, like you have to go through so much pain and hit your bottom so many times, and then you're like, okay, maybe there is a problem. Maybe I do need help. Let me find the right help.
When I asked that about like, do you think you would have helped yourself back then? And I as it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, no, because you had to really
go
hit hot
through what I
bottom
went
over
through.
and over and over and over again. Yeah. Where can people find you? Or like if someone is listening to this that does feel that they need help, what's the best way to get help?
Go to a meeting. You can go to you can download the NA app anywhere you are in the world, and it'll help you find a meeting.
And you can just show up to a meeting cold?
Yeah.
Do people embrace you like when you show up and you are a fresh face? Like, are there people at those meetings that like?
You have to let them know. Nobody knows. Because like, I remember that first meeting I went to, there was like 90 people there. Mm-hmm. And I had to have the balls to raise my hand and say, I'm new to recovery. I just moved here. I need help. And that's where the people should get a phone list and come over and talk to you. And, that's what I would do if somebody was like, did that. Mm-hmm. Because that's where it starts, is getting a phone list. Now I know you're a newcomer. So now when I see you again, I'm gonna be like, hey, how's everything been going? Here's my number. If you have any questions, call me. But you have to take that initiative. And a lot of times people don't. They're afraid or just feel weird. And I get that. I've been there as well.
I think what's interesting is that you said go to a meeting, because I think what society loves is going to rehab as like the next step there, which obviously people need to detox and whatever, but you can actually get help by going to a meeting first. Is that fair?
Yeah. That's how I started. I went to a meeting.
Interesting.
I met some other people that were addicted too. And then...
Can you get into recovery without going to rehab?
Yeah. Not everybody goes to rehab.
Oh, interesting.
And so just for me, though, it was send me away to Pennsylvania. I have no connections there. I don't have any way of leaving. And I have to do this for 35 days. So now I have at least 35 days to... Because it takes a while for your brain to get back to functioning normal and thinking out besides the drugs, and you're able to do that in a treatment center. But as soon as you come back, if you don't follow like the 90 meetings in 90 days, get a sponsor, work the steps, get a support group. Like if you don't do that, you're going to go right back to doing what you were doing.
Yeah. God, you're a remarkable person. We're so lucky to have you. It is the pleasure of my life leading you. You're fucking hilarious. You keep us all on our toes here, and anyone would be a fool to not buy or sell a house with you. We didn't talk about real estate at all. Sorry. We'll have to do a part two. You are, I think one of the things that makes you such a good real estate agent is that you do have so much life to live that you love living. And so when you're working with a buyer, like I feel like you have an addictive personality, right? So like when you're working with a buyer or a seller, you're laser focused, like eye on the prize, on the mission. But it also isn't like you don't have that commission breath like thing that most agents have. I feel like because you've been in the trenches fighting for your life, and now it's like this is all cake.
My favorite deal, actually, which is the deal that you usually make the least amount of money, is a first-time home buyer.
Yeah.
I just closed with this guy Thomas, and it was such a pain with all the things we had to do. And HOAs and everything. It was horrible.
Like the deal was complicated.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so.
He was great though, right?
He was amazing. He is amazing. And so we closed. I took a card. I saw this on Instagram, and I went to every neighbor of his on his floor and said, "Hey, my client Thomas is moving in. Will you write your name and your unit number just to kind of welcome him?" And I wrote him this message. And I went to all the neighbors on the floor. Some of them signed it. Some of them did not. They felt weird. Like, what is going on? They've never been asked this. Yeah. They're like, what am I signing here?
That's the most Alex thing ever, putting yourself out there like that.
And I presented it to him at the closing, and he started crying. And it was like such a beautiful moment. And it's his first place. And just to be a part of that, that's like that.
Wait, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was
Wait,
really
it's like
cool.
a welcome wagon?
It was a card that just said, welcome your new neighbor, Thomas, unit, whatever unit he was in. And yeah, it was really cool.
I didn't know you did that.
And then I had to some of them I had to bribe. I'm like, he might bring you a cake or something. I was just making stuff up now.
The fact that you're nervous to come on a freaking podcast with me, but you can go knock on someone's door and ask them to sign a card cold for their random neighbor. That is
There's no record of that. There's no record of that. This is going up to live forever.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's really cool. You really do go the extra mile. What was the thing that you did for? There's some other closing gift thing that you're really creative with that.
The Save Around books. I remember you used to love that.
Yeah. Talk about that.
So there's a cheap little $25 book that has coupons throughout Palm Beach County, and I will personally go in there in every restaurant that I love and what I like, what items I like in that restaurant, whether the Thirsty Turtles wings or this restaurant, blah blah blah, and I'll circle it, star it, and write it just like a card, to Bob from Alex, and give it to him, and just it's nothing. It's $25, but I took the time, and they're like, "Oh, you like this restaurant?" I want to just sell them a house. I want to, somebody might be moving from Miami or from Chicago. I want them to find their lifestyle and community that they're looking for. So can I point out restaurants? Can I point out a church? Can I point out charities you might want to be involved in? Can I point you in the right golf or pickleball? I had the Jupiter Country Club people, and we gave them pickleball paddles, and they're like, "Oh, we've always wanted to start pickleball." I'm like, my number, call me, I'll come over here and I'll teach you how to play pickleball. I will do that because I
love that. Did you do that?
They haven't called me yet. He did just reach out to me.
You're the best pickleball teacher ever. When I'm on the court, it's Alex's court. I haven't played with anyone like you.
I am so impressed about that because of how controlling you can be. When we're on the court,
you're leading.
You do not in any way, I try to teach other people and they're like, no, but you are just hands down, tell me what to do and I'll do it.
I think that is a product of self-work for sure. Know when to take a knee. And in that environment, being self-aware and really learning. When I first started the team, I got so much feedback from agents that would mic drop their way out of here on how I was behaving and how my leadership style. I got this one letter once that was a 7-page letter on everything that I've done wrong, and my initial reaction to that is well, fuck you. Immediately start But after I have a second to cool down, just learning what type of leader I want to be, and one of the things is really, really acknowledging when you are not the best fit to be that's how pickleball's an interesting example, but also picking the battle and when you're not the most how dare you, Holly, not take his advice. You know what I mean? It's I think that self-awareness is it's kind of the theme of what we're talking about here, but I think that that's one of the reasons why I just adore you, because I think I see that in you. Your self-awareness is remarkable. I mean, you call yourself out too. It's funny, you'll say well, when you said this, I reacted like this, and then I thought about it. I love that about you. It's my favorite when I get an Alex dissertation on why you reacted this way, and that you're sorry for doing this, but here's where I could have improved. And I feel we come to an agreement, and then I'm all right. But the Carrie the podcast where I was do you know Alex Ordoñez? And she was no, that. Her not knowing who you were at the time, it's that never happens. I feel everybody knows you, and it's just a product of how you've poured into your life post recovery, and also who you were in recovery or in addiction too. If you're going to Compass Retreat in New Orleans, it's where you can. Yep. We need to do a part 2. If you're buying or selling a house, Alex is your guy. All right, that's it. All right, that's another episode of the Lemon Drop Podcast. If you're thinking about buying or selling a house here in South Florida, the Meyer Lucas Team is your real estate huckleberry. Alex Ordoñez can be found on social media. You can email him at alex.ordonez@meyerlucas.com. His phone number is somewhere on the internet. Buy or sell a house with him. He's the freaking best. I just love him. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Lemon Drop Podcast, produced by Hype Boss and Pod Plus Studios. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, or if you have a real estate related question, or if you want a friend, reach out to the Meyer Lucas Team. Our agents are they're just the best. Thank you for listening.